Get ready, Ohio. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming to the Buckeye State. And to kick things off, you can get started with $100 in free bets as an early sign-on bonus. Plus, when you sign up today with promo code OHIO, you'll be all set for when FanDuel goes live in Ohio. Then you can bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports with $100 in free bets. Just download FanDuel's top-rated sportsbook app. It's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 plus and present in Ohio. Bonus issued in non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after FanDuel accepts its first real money sports wager in Ohio. 1/1/23. Unique user identity verification required. Offer ends on the go-live date. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Ohio, this is your chance to get in on the action. Join today with promo code OHIO.
Come one, shop all at the JCPenney Friends and Family Sale. Through Wednesday, use your 30% off coupon inside the JCP app and shine on with up to 60% off diamond solitaires and studs. Plus, get carried away with up to 70% off luggage from Samsonite, American Tourister, Skyway, and more. Anyone shops, everyone saves. We got your holiday. JCPenney. Offers valid on select items through 12/7. Offers reflect after coupon savings. Exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
Hello, and off we go. Hello, and off we go. Welcome to the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day of the work week. We meet again. So happy I have solved a mystery. Well, I'm not happy I solved this mystery, frankly, because it's gross. Now, the mystery was solved as I stared into the pile of dog puke this morning. O'Neill wasn't feeling well, and he left me a 2-pile surprise in the living room. So when I wake up, I see that. See, that's one of the things I do each and every day is make sure nothing like that happened. And the concern is that, like, my brother-in-law, the NFK, will walk up, get up and, like, step in it or something like that and grind it into the carpet. Now, occasionally, he will. I will skip that portion of the ritual, and then I'll from the other room, I'll hear, uh-oh. And then, like, he peers out and looks at me and goes, "There's poo-poo. There's pee-pee in here. There's poo-poo and pee-pee." Yes, he speaks like a hillbilly. Mom and Dad are from Kentucky, and he had enough of somehow it rubbed off on him. He's never lived in Kentucky for a day in his life. So today I notice it. Oh boy, now I've got limited time before he wakes up. Now, I did get it all taken care of before he got up. By the way, he's in a terrible mood today. I just put him in a terrible mood. Occasionally, we have to go to the doctor. Now, in the 2.5 years that he's lived here, we have been slowly trying to take care of all the issues. We had the very invasive neck surgery. We had the cirrhosis of the liver diagnosis, which, by the way, he hasn't drank a thing since the doc said to him, "No more beer. No more beer. No more beer for Kevin." I don't know if I mentioned this at the wedding, at our super spreader wedding. I drank a non-alcoholic beer. Well, it was an O'Doul's, which there's a little bit of alcohol in that. Technically, I shouldn't even be having that, but I've never had them. I've never drank O'Doul's or Busch NA or Heineken Zero and then was like, "Oh God, I got to get the real thing now." Never had that problem. Whatever works. But the doc said to him, nothing. And he said, what about O'Doul's? What about Bush at A? She said, nothing. You're done. Every bit of alcohol you put into your system causes more scarring on your liver, and those are portions of your liver that will never, ever return. You have cirrhosis of the liver. Diana hands me this O'Doul's. And like from across the room, he can sense that I have it. And he comes walking up and he goes, what's that? I go, it's an O'Doul's. He goes, and I see the gears turning in his head. And he says, I think I'm going to get one of those. And I said, I don't think that's a good idea. Okay. So I had to kind of break his heart. Doctor's orders. Jesse says, is that what you said to him when you looked in his pants? Oh, no, there's poo-poo in here. Oh, my God. Don't even remind me. I got to tell that story again for the Compound Media Show. Where was I? Oh, I put him in a shitty mood. So today he has to go see a skin doctor. And now when he went for his most recent physical, his doc said, this is more of a regular thing. There's more and more of a concern about skin cancer on people. So once you get over a certain age, you should visit a skin doctor regularly. So today is the day for that. Now, my fault. You have to let him know these things well in advance as you approach so that he can kind of focus around it. I did not do that this time. And there's something he does when he's pissed. It's this. Ah. If the response is ah, that is a minus sign. That is a big negative. The appointment's today at 2:00. So then I'm like, hey, Kevy, today's the day that we got to see that skin doc. I'm sorry? Yeah, your doctor said you got to go get your skin checked. Ah. Now, he knows in his brain that is bullshit. In his brain, there is no reason to go see it because we're all docs. We, when you get when you meet with the actual doctor, they'll say, okay, I want you to get this blood work done. I want this. I want you to go see this specialist. And that's it. And then you go, yeah, okay, sounds good. And then, but when it comes to actually doing it, a little bit of time has passed and you're like, ah. And and he just, it's like that with him. So I had to tell him that. And, I'm like, oh boy, this isn't great. Now, there have been times when he's gotten like kind of pissed off and like expanded on the and then I simply just I go, well, hey, you agreed to it. I'm just the guy that drives you there. I have, it's between you and your doctor. I just passed the buck. I'm the best buck passer. So I just broke the news to him when I was getting this cup of coffee, which I'm going to drink right now. Stand by. But anyway, I got to get the puke cleaned up before I'm putting him in a bad mood at that point. I know already that I'm going to be putting him in a bad mood. I don't want to put him in a bad mood before I need to put him in a bad mood. And this is what I'm preparing for because there's always a moment when we go to the doctors where they say, hey, what brings you in? Now, he does not know what brings him in. So he doesn't really have an idea. So rather, now I'll say to him ahead of time, 1 minute before we go in there, say, now, just the reason why you're here when they ask is your doctor suggested that you visit your regular doctor, your general practitioner, your family doctor suggested that they have a look. That's all you got to say. Oh, okay. 1 minute later, the doc will say, so, what brings you in? And he'll go, I don't know. Flap his arms. And I'm like, oh, God. So then I'm always sitting right next to him because I go in with him because I'm the eyes and ears of the operation. And I go, and I'll say, well, his physician, I'll say what I just told him. And then I'm like, dude, I just fucking told you this. I just fucking told you that. I don't lose patience with him. That's my new thing. Patience. Patience is the key. Patience and understanding is the way, the truth, and the Lord. Like when he got the test done and his blood work was wonky, and they said, we think you got a problem with your liver. And we go to the liver specialist. Same thing. And the first doctor comes in. She goes, hey, this is one of our residents. He's going to get some information from you. That was a problem because he's like just getting a historical synopsis of medical history and he's asking questions to the NFK. And the NFK is being short with the guy. He's a new doctor, probably 33 years old. And he's asking questions about the epilepsy. The NFK interrupts the guy, and he goes, I'm not here for epilepsy. I'm here for this problem you're talking about. And he starts, like, getting angry. And I'm like, if I may, can I jump in? And this guy is so happy with me that I did this. And I go, if I may. And we occasionally have to have this recentering moment. And I go, Kevin, he's just getting background information. He doesn't know you, and he needs this in order to help you. So when he asks you questions, yes, no, just answer. We don't need any of this that makes us all uncomfortable. Just answer. Okay? Okay. Fuck me. It was like that when we had, I don't know what the fuck we were doing. We were on the phone with somebody, and he started doing the same thing. And I go, ma'am, hang on a second. There's a dog running around crazy, and I got to stop it. I'll be right back. I hit mute. I go, dude, she's doing her job. Just answer the questions. Shut the fuck up. Well, don't shut the fuck up. Answer the questions, and then shut the fuck up. Do not lose your temper with these people. They will make your fucking life miserable. Holy shit. Hang on, I got to drink this. One more. Daisy is snoring extremely loud today. I apologize if you can hear it. Most of the time you can't. The equipment does its job and you can't hear it. But sometimes you hear in the background. Yeah, whatever. 3 puppies on the couch, for God's sake. I'll finish the story in a second. Look at, and Stevie's so happy because poor O'Neill. Look at him. He's all squished. He's looking right at you, Stevie. That is for you, my dear. Look at, oh, big yawn. Big yawn. 3 puppies sleeping, puppy, yeah. Puppy, baby, puppy, yeah. All right. In fact, he needs some FaceTime. I don't want to crowd him out, you know. So the mystery was solved in a pile of puke. That's what I started with, and I'm going to finish the story. This is how it's going to be today. A lot of wandering brain going on. Yesterday I said, you know what? I want a salad. Now, my salads are the best. It takes a lot of time for me to make a salad. I sound like Mike Clark in the Salad Story. So maybe one of you get that reference. So we're going spinach. We're going romaine, carrots, celery, puke. I don't know what else. But anyway, I love my salads. A little salt, a little pepper. And for some reason, I left the salad. And something was telling me, don't leave the salad. When I returned and looked at the salad looked somewhat disturbed. I didn't remember. It just seemed I was very suspicious when I saw the salad. And in particular, the carrots that were cut up and in the salad appeared shiny, as if they were reasonably moist. You know where this is going, don't you? I took one look at O'Neill, and you notice he just got up and left the couch because he knows I'm talking about him. I was like, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm reasonably sure that O'Neill has been in the salad, consuming some of the salad. Now, this is a dog that every day of his life has eaten poop. There is no logical reason for me to do what I did next, and that is eat all of the salad. I then ate a salad that, for dressing, had a shit-tainted saliva. That's what I did. I'm probably going to get some type of disease now. I took one look at that salad, and I'm like, I really want this salad. I ate the damn thing. But in the back of my mind, I was like, well, maybe he didn't do that. And I convinced myself that did not happen. And I ate the hell out of that salad. It was a great salad. This morning, in the pile of puke, he had gotten into like there's a dog rope that we play tug with. He had consumed some of the fray on the cloth dog tug toy, and like little tiny strands of thread, probably like 2 inches long, and he had consumed enough of them that they made him throw up. So whatever was in his belly is now on my carpet, including the pieces of dog toy and carrots. We have confirmation that he was really into that salad, eating as many of the carrots as he possibly could. He's a very long dog. He's short, but he's long. And that dick got up in his short back legs, and he can very easily get quite far onto the counter. And I made the mistake of not, why the fuck am I even telling you my mistake? You know my mistake. So that's really, really gross. That is horribly gross. Mystery solved. My own damn fault. Speaking of food, better news for food. Yesterday, update. great food giveaway. From the time I started speaking on the podcast, from the time I finished speaking on the podcast to right now, we have had 3, count them, 3 donations ventured over to the pile of money for the great food giveaway. I can't stress this enough. What I'm asking you is if it's even a $5 or a $10 donation, if we get those in mass, we will get this quickly. Surely $5 or $10, you won't even notice it. I had one of the 3 people that donated $5 yesterday. And that's what I'm asking. Because if everybody who's listening does this, the remaining $2,000 and some dollars that we have to collect to feed 200 families will disappear like that. Now, I also had a $150 donation, and we also had a $40 donation. We totaled $195 yesterday. Now, when I finished talking about yesterday, I told you we need $2,293 to meet our goal of $5,570. 2293 minus 195. We now need $2,098, and we have 16 days. 16 days to do it. Thank you to Beth and Terry and family for their donation. I appreciate that. Thank you to Carrie, and thank you to Jerry. 3 separate donations. Carrie, Terry and Beth. Carrie, Terry, and Jerry. What? And Beth. Thank you so much. Honestly, since we started this, I would say we've got about 20 to 25 donations. That's all that we have. The number of people who have raised now $3,472. Now, every day this show, there's thousands of people that download the audio podcast. Not to mention people who are exposed to it on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, all those places. Thank you, by the way. As I'm talking, Adam just dropped $40. Thank you, Adam. I'm sorry, $20 from Adam. I appreciate that. Fantastic. Thank you. So now that helps. And that's how we're going to do this. And I told myself I'm going to continue to bang this drum until we take care of this. Venmo at Eric-Zeitunian. Thank you. PayPal at Eric Zane Show. If you do PayPal, please make it a gift. And away you go. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, because if we don't hit it, then it gets a little weird because I ordered this food from Meyer in Jenison, and I said, Joshua, yeah, order all that. I'll order the 200 hams. So then if I have to let them know leading up to it that, hey, by the way, I don't need all that, be much easier if every single person listening dropped $5 or $10 in our hat, and then, we took care of it that way in short order so that we can have this all secured, done, ready to go. And then we won't have to stress about it. So thank you so much. That event is December 22nd at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. I think we need to actually get a time. So, Megan, can you? I think we did it early afternoon. Wasn't that true? Maybe 3 or yeah, I think it was about 3 p.m. 3 p.m. is a great time. Let's do that. Let's pencil in 3 p.m. at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Set up at 2-ish. People start, getting their food at 3 p.m. Awesome. Wow. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Hot off the press. Oh. There you go. So thank you so much. And you guys are just fantastic. So 2-ish, and then we'll start setting up. And then 3 p.m., we'll do the great food giveaway. Maureen says Bosco's afterwards. Oh, my God. Wouldn't that be something? Let me double check. See what's up on Thursday the 22nd. Yeah. Fuck yes. Now we're talking. Now we are talking. So we'll need volunteers, all that stuff. All right, I'm getting excited. 'Tis the season. 'Tis the season, baby. Let's feed these people. All right. Thank you to the folks on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube for taking the show in. If you want the rest of the show, it's on Twitch. So this is where I'm encouraging you to go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live to enjoy the show uninterrupted. Follow the page, subscribe to the page with your Amazon account, and then you can get the show minus commercials during the show. If you don't have Amazon, if you feel like it, I don't make a big deal about this. It's $5.99, or just don't do anything and watch it free. Just put up with the commercials. Occasionally, I'll be in the middle of a thought, and then a commercial will fly in out of left field. So whatever. Totally up to you. And then the audio podcast. When I finish this show, I take the audio and make it available on all of the audio platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Subscribe to the audio podcast and listen whenever you want. If you're on Twitch, you can then watch the video on demand when the show gets done. It's up to you. When you're on Twitch, you can comment and things like that and engage with people as they talk about things during the show. So all of that is there for you set up so that you can enjoy the show. Please do. I love that. If you do listen to the audio podcast, if you have the opportunity to subscribe, rate, and review, that would be very, very helpful to me. I appreciate that. I have T-shirts available at ericzaneshow.com. And as always, send me an email if you have any questions, comments, concerns about the show on the Shoreliner Striping inbox. That is eric@ericzaneshow.com. And if you have a small or medium-sized business or a large business or an internet-based business or a local business, and you think you want to put whatever it is your services or goods are in front of my audience, send me an email and I will tell you how it works.
Get ready, Ohio. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming to the Buckeye State. And to kick things off, you can get started with $100 in free bets as an early sign-on bonus. Plus, when you sign up today with promo code OHIO, you'll be all set for when FanDuel goes live in Ohio. Then you can bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports with $100 in free bets. Just download FanDuel's top-rated sportsbook app. It's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 plus and present in Ohio. Bonus issued in non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after FanDuel accepts its first real money sports wager in Ohio. 1/1/23. Unique user identity verification required. Offer ends on the go-live date. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Ohio, this is your chance to get in on the action. Join today with promo code OHIO.
Come one, shop all at the JCPenney Friends and Family Sale. Through Wednesday, use your 30% off coupon inside the JCP app and shine on with up to 60% off diamond solitaires and studs. Plus, get carried away with up to 70% off luggage from Samsonite, American Tourister, Skyway, and more. Anyone shops, everyone saves. We got your holiday. JCPenney. Offers valid on select items through 12/7. Offers reflect after coupon savings. Exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
From 3 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, Buffalo Wild Wings Happy Hour has beer, cocktails, and bar food for $3 to $6. It's the perfect way to offset a long day. Text that hilarious joke about your boss to your boss.
What? No.
Try a $4 Coors Light Tall. Set your morning alarm for 6 p.m. That calls for $5 strawberry margaritas. So if you ask your phone why you're still single and...
Ha ha ha. Seriously?
Head to Buffalo Wild Wings Happy Hour from 3 to 6. At participating locations, taxes and fees apply. Dine in only. Drink responsibly. Offers vary by location. Void where prohibited.
All right. So there you go. Twitch and Facebook brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Twitter brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Facebook, I'm sorry I said that. And YouTube brought to you by Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. Thank you to the folks at Irvine's. They, as we had talked about before, they committed to a $500 donation from Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. And their message was, hey, if you're a sponsor of this show, don't let us take the bragging rights so easily. Let's get a little competition between the sponsors. So if you're a sponsor of the show, just know that Irvine's, they've got the star on the forehead right now for a sponsorship donation of $500. So if you are a sponsor and you're like, you know what, I want to get in on this action too, you know you'll get the extra love and massaging Deshaun Watson style from your old pal Eric Zane. The idea is we triple dog dare you, which is a reference to that movie that everyone's seen called A Christmas Story that, believe it or not, I have not seen. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I know Ralphie. I know Scott, just because it's on all the time now. But honest to God, I have never sat down and watched that film beginning to end. And so many people get pissed off at me when I say that. Irvine's triple dog dares you to drop $501 on top of their $500. If we do blow past our goal amount of $5,570, anything extra goes to Kids Food Basket. All right. Local Christmas party. Not local. It was in Michigan, but it happened up in Traverse City. I got to look this place up. Traverse City Hotel Indigo. I'll tell you what happened in a second. All right. Looks like a nice place. Traverse City's beautiful. Traverse City's something because you go to Traverse City and a lot of wealthy people, a lot of famous people actually live in Traverse City, like right on the water. And then you travel 3 miles and you see how the other half live. And it's unbelievable poverty. I'm not even kidding. There is no middle ground. It's like super rich and shit bag. You can't be in between. The Hotel Indigo was the place for the workplace Christmas party. If you were there, you witnessed some guy get arrested. The guy who got arrested was dressed as the Grinch at the hotel Christmas party. And he got a bug up his ass at guy who was dressed like reindeer. Grinch was seen beating the shit out of reindeer and punching reindeer repeatedly. A cop showed up and arrested Grinch for punching reindeer. The man dressed as the Grinch was arrested for assault. Cops believe the argument was accelerated due to alcohol consumption. Why did I just lose my ability to speak there?
Indigo, Traverse City, Michigan. For reservations,
please press 1. For sales inquiries, please press 2. For general inquiries, including reservations with the Warehouse Kitchen in Cork or H&L Social, please press 3. Thank you and have a great day.
Oh.
To ensure high-quality service, your conversation may be recorded.
This is going to go
Please
to a
see
call.
our privacy statement at ihg.com/privacy to understand how we use and protect information. Press 1 to provide feedback about your experience with a 2-question survey at the end of this call.
No.
Otherwise, press 2 or remain on the line.
Oh, Jesus. I just want housekeeping.
This is May. How can I help you?
Hey, May, can I get housekeeping at the Hotel Indigo, please?
Okay, well, let me connect you over to my colleague at the front desk instead, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, one moment.
This is a chain hotel, so I just got a call center in Malaysia.
Thank you for calling the Hotel Indigo, Traverse City, Michigan. For reservations, please press 1. For sales inquiries, please press 2. For general inquiries, including reservations with the Warehouse
This already sounds like a freaking wild goose chase. I'm about ready to give up.
Thank you for calling Hotel Indigo. How may I assist you?
Hey, I was calling about the fight between the Grinch and the reindeer. Wow. Oh my gosh. Now you probably have your boss right there, so just answer yes or no. Did you see the fight?
I did not, no.
Okay, so what's the word? I mean, the guy, what transpired? Why in the world did the Grinch punch the reindeer?
I'm not sure exactly what started it, but I think there was just a lot of alcohol involved.
Okay. Now, were other people dressed up too? Was like little drummer boy there, and you know the rest? Why all the costumes?
Yeah, there was a company Christmas party going on.
Okay.
A group was staying here, so they were dressed up.
I just picture the guy with the red-nosed reindeer and blood pouring out of the nose part and the antlers and stuff, and then cops taking away Grinch in handcuffs. Is there images anywhere? Maybe some camera footage of this?
Unfortunately not, though, but that would be pretty good.
Well, look, I don't want it, but maybe you watched it and you can and then you're just not sharing it?
Unfortunately not, no.
Oh, my God. Okay, well, everybody's okay then? Nothing was broken? We just have the Grinch getting arrested?
Everyone's okay. Yeah.
All right. Sorry to bother you. I know it's annoying, but I'm a podcast. I wanted to get the lowdown from someone who was at. Now, were you actually there when it happened?
I was not. No.
Okay. All right. You've about had it with me, haven't you? Oh! she just hangs up. She just says, all right, I've had enough of this bullshit with this idiot. Oh, fuck. I'm surprised I got that far with her. She was not having it. Oh, my God. Tyler says the long pause says it all. I think the long pause it's interesting because I think a lot of times the way phone lines are, you get that delay and that makes it awkward. You have to kind of like wrap your mind around. It takes a second or two for the sound to get there. It's weird. But anyway, well, we tried. So Grinch punched reindeer and Grinch gets arrested. All right, I think that we've taken that one about as far as we can go. The Patreon bonus podcast happens each day. after this show. In fact, today's interesting because we've got I think it might be one of the biggest prizes we've ever had on Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia on Patreon. And the multi-talented Maureen is going to play Dale. Hey, hi! Is going to play Dale in Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia at 10:30 Eastern Time today on Patreon. Then, of course, after that, the Patreon bonus podcast. If you want in on Patreon, sign up for $5 or $10 a month. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Listener-supported, ad-free Patreon. Patreon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. The open and live stream of today's show is brought to you by Gift of Life Michigan. I had dinner on Sunday. The sweet lady who was a recipient of a heart transplant. And thank God somebody filled out their donor card. And then, something happened. And that has kept her alive and vibrant and happy. And I'm just so happy that happened. It was nice to meet her. I don't want to say who. Thank you to Gift of Life Michigan for doing what you do, encouraging people to fill out their donor cards. Now, when I say cards, what I mean by that is within the state of Michigan. Do this for me, please. Go to GOLM.org. GOLM.org. This is the easiest way to do this. Now, some people, this isn't for everybody. Some people are like, oh, no, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. I'm scared. Or there's a number of reasons, some of which are just personal preference, and I don't get in the way of that. Others are steeped in misinformation. I've had conversations with people who've said, well, I don't want to because if I am injured or something, then they won't resuscitate me and they'll take my organs. It does not work that way. This is not a third world country. We don't harvest organs. Oh, wow, they broke their hand. Well, let's just let them die. No, it doesn't work that way. GOLM.org is the website. Fill out that information there. It takes you 2 minutes. If you are in the state of Michigan, the website is GOLM.org. Now, if you're out of the state of Michigan, go to registerme.org. REGISTER. Registerme.org. And this all takes, seriously, 2 minutes. Fill out the form, and it is binding. Once you're in the system, you're good to go. All right, in the unlikely event that something happens, that you're getting ready to take a dirt nap, your organs, are put into someone else and you live on. How incredible is that? The gift of life. Gift of Life Michigan, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to talk about what you do. Thank you. All right. Then there's Blue Frost IT. You don't have to donate anything to these people. All you have to do is reach out to Blue Frost IT if your small or medium-sized business is in need of tech support. Now, these folks run the gamut. If something goes wrong at your place of business, you can get on Blue Frost IT's radar just by reaching out 616-200-8550. Now, when you do that, there's a little bit of a process to get them to work on your stuff. It's called a spot fix. Now, if you're like me, every month I pay them, and if anything happens to my tech here, boom, I call them, they're on it right away. It's because they are the show's managed IT service provider. Absolutely imperative to have them supporting my tech. In this day and age, with how dependent we are on tech, you need that type of service. If you're not on their radar and you want to upgrade your equipment because it's time for an upgrade, sit down with Blue Frost IT for a 30-minute complimentary consultation. Please mention my name when you call Blue Frost IT at 616-200-8550. Or find them online at bluefrostit.com. That's a hands-in website. Thank you to Sarah Honda Granville for supporting the sponsor-supported free podcast. This podcast is not available if I don't have sponsors on here. If I had no sponsors, I would only do the Patreon. Thank you to the sponsors. Please support them who make this podcast a thing. I mean, I love you as an audience, but we have a listener-supported ad-free podcast already, the Patreon. I can't do two, one that is worth nothing, you know? I need sponsor support, so please support the sponsors so that they'll continue to support me. It's like any one of these three things, audience, sponsor, Eric. You take any one of those things out of the mix, this free podcast does not happen. Thank you to Sarah Honda Granville, S-E-R-R-A, Sarah Honda Granville. Online at sarahhondagranville.com. Drive in there and, of course, say hello to the crew and test drive a brand new Honda today. After you test drive it, maybe you'll test drive a few. Figure out what you like. And then make a purchase. Buy a new car at Sarah Honda Granville. You don't leave with the car. You got to figure out what you want on it. That's the way the industry is these days. Thank you, COVID. If you want to drive out in a car today, check out the largest selection of certified pre-owned vehicles in the entire state of Michigan at Sarah Honda Granville. All on one campus located on Kennewa, just north of 44th. Have you been following this story about this power outage in North Carolina? It was like one of the top stories on the Today Show today, and they updated it today. Today Show yesterday, and they updated it today. Like 40,000 people are without power in North Carolina. Overnight lows are getting to about 30 degrees there. People don't have any heat. They don't have any lights. People are going to shelters to stay warm. The elderly are having trouble. Folks that rely on electrical powered medical equipment, that's an issue. Food is spoiling in refrigerators. What happened on this power outage? Well, some people, one or two or three or four, we don't know, motivated by hatred over drag shows. At least this is the theory. Cops aren't saying, but a lot of there. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's a duck. The prevailing theory is some fucking morons smashed the gate at the substation, broke into the substation, and started shooting everything in sight inside of the substation, destroying the equipment with weaponry. This is an act of terrorism on a portion of the country's infrastructure. Now, what in the world would cause someone to do that? Well, it's because of the culture divide in this country. On one side, you've got fuckface F-150, fuck Joe Biden flag guy. And on one side, you've got drag queens. This stuff is awesome. Carmex. Oh, God. Yeah, that's right. Fuckface, fuck Joe Biden flag guy is so pissed off at drag shows that they're destroying power plants to make it so the power goes out and the drag show doesn't happen. There's actually two stories today pertaining to this exact scenario. There is a culture war in this country right now. This is where the event was supposed to take place, at some place called Sunrise. Downtown Divas. Now, I think drag shows are great. Even before I became like this outspoken advocate, I don't even want to call myself an advocate, just one that's trying to encourage people to get along, I guess. I've been to drag shows. They're fucking great. Absolutely great entertainment. I loved every second of it. But there's so many stupid people in this country that think that if a young person interacts with a person that's in drag, that they will immediately, like if a young boy, let's say a 13-year-old kid, if a 13-year-old kid sees a drag show, guy who waves fuck Joe Biden flag thinks that the 13-year-old is immediately going to demand his parents cut off his penis. That's what they think. They think that's the way it works. And we all know that that's not true. They use words like indoctrination. While police have not identified suspects nor provided a motive for the targeted attacks on two energy substations in North Carolina, one theory is quickly taking hold. The outages were intended to shut down a drag performance. This idea came up almost immediately after the power went out in Moore County on Saturday night, 8:15 Saturday night. It happened after weeks of threats and hours of protests from crazy people, far-right activists against the Downtown Divas drag show set to take place at Sunrise Theater that night. And it was seemingly buoyed by a cryptic post from a vehement opponent of drag performances. Moore County Sheriff Ronnie Fields has said a motive for the attack, which initially plunged 45,000 people into darkness, is still undetermined as the FBI investigate. But he has not ruled out a possible connection. We are looking for everything right now, Fields said Monday. There's absolutely nothing off the table. We're investigating all leads. We have cooperation from federal and state law enforcement agencies that are assisting us with this, and there's no stone that we're leaving unturned. Jared Holt, a political extremism expert at the Institute for Strategic Dialogue, also cautioned against drawing conclusions too soon. Yeah, you don't want to draw conclusions too soon. If you're NBC News. But if you're the Eric Zane Show podcast, we will. I will. I am. And if it's wrong, you just never speak of it again. LGBTQ communities are certainly valid and have more than enough reason to fear that they will be the target of harassment, violence, or worse in today's social climate, he said. But by jumping ahead and making these assertions on something that is deadly serious, like attacking critical infrastructures, I'm concerned about instilling fear into a community that is already on edge when the facts are uncertain. Now, that is all smart and logical. That's a great thing to say. You don't want to jump to a conclusion, unless if you are Eric Zane. I'm going to jump to that conclusion. And there isn't a GD thing anybody can do about it. We're drawing all kinds of lines between dots, but ultimately none of that is hard proof. It's circumstantial. Well, yeah. Look, Hard proof is fucking boring. And circumstantial evidence is awesome. I swim in a pool always full of circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence is what makes the world go round, frankly. In the meantime, speculation continues. Subheadline, a cryptic post. The power's out in Moore County, and I know why, said Emily Rainey. She wrote this on her Facebook page less than an hour after the electricity failed. Well, I would say you start the investigation there. Go over to that dumb hillbilly bitch and say, excuse me, what do you know? Fields has said a suspect or suspects drove up to 2 Duke Energy power substations after breaching a gate in one station and opened fire, disabling them and resulting in a blackout that could last till late this week. This Emily Rainey, the one who said, I know why, is a former U.S. Army psychological operations officer who left the military while under investigation for leading a group of people from North Carolina to the Capitol on... Can you guess the date? Aha! Anyone got a guess on the date? Well, we all know when. The world's biggest asshole convention, January 26, 2021. And she has been a vocal opponent of drag shows in the state. All right, so she's a fucking maniac. We can only hope that one day she'll try to climb in through a window at the state capitol in the future. Who was that one crazy bitch that got plugged when she tried to breach the window? Oh, God. Emily Rainey should have been next. In a follow-up post, along with the photograph of the Sunrise Theater, she wrote, God will not be mocked. Okay. So, the investigation. She's so stupid. I mean, if you're going to go ahead and be on the far right side of things, you got to be more subtle. You don't go out on social media, you stupid whore, and start talking shit right after it goes down. Rainey has not responded to a request for comment from NBC News, but I'm sure she will be talking to the FBI very shortly. Meanwhile, God will not be mocked. God's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Do not get me involved in your craziness. All right? No. You made your bed, and do not use my name in this. I have had it with you crazy fucks dragging me into your shit show. Enough. Crazy Bitch's post has been shared on Facebook more than 200 times and generated nearly 2,000 comments since it was made. Screenshots of it also circulated on Twitter, where they generated outrage and fueled the theory that the drag show, which Rainey a day before had called on people to protest, and the power outage were connected. Okay, there you go. I 100% believe that this was motivated by anti-LGBTQ animus. I don't know what that means. Said Charlotte Clymer, an LGBTQ activist who shared Rainey's initial post on Twitter and eventually wrote a blog post about it and the outage. Clymer said she very quickly put the dots together, as she should. Most people would, logically. I mean, if you're Rainey, this crazy bitch, and you say, the power's out and I know why, and then you say, God will not be mocked, and then the finger starts pointing at you, you then, if she didn't have anything to do it, you'd think she would post, look, everybody knows that I hate the gays, but I had nothing to do with this, and I don't know shit. You'd think she'd do that. But no, she knows. She can't help herself. These fucking morons are so stupid. If you're going to be involved in a terrorist act or you know why it happened, you can't go and fucking tell everybody, you idiot. You got to lay low. The fuck is wrong with you? Didn't anybody watch Goodfellas? For fuck's sake, take the Cadillac back. Give me the fucking fur coat. You can't draw attention to yourself. Clymer said a friend whose parents live in Moore County reached out after the outage and told her they believed it was connected to the protests surrounding the drag show. They told her the climate had been tense in the area and gave her names of people who were outspoken opponents of the show, including Rainey. Clymer saw Rainey's post and began speaking with other people in Moore County. Everyone in this community knew this was going on there, and the queer community was very well aware of this. When did queer become a good thing? You remember back in the day, if you called somebody queer, you get fucking punched in the mouth by the person who's gay, or you go to the principal's office? Nowadays, that's like a good word. I can never keep up with what the fuck is up. When the power went out, even the attendees of the drag show had a feeling that this was an anti-LGBTQ thing. There's a lot more going on here. A lot more in the article that I don't want to get into because it talks about the general climate in society. You've got Club Q in where was that? I can't believe I forgot already. Was that in Colorado? The Club Q attack. This is a very, very dangerous world when it comes to sexuality. Over a drag show. Fuck me. If only that was all I had to say about it. No, because there's an entirely different story going on. In Ohio, very similar scenario, except there hasn't been a terrorist act to destroy the infrastructure to cut power. But in Ohio, a bunch of drag queens, drag story time, which I'm not sure. I think drag story time is where they invite children and then drag queens read stories to children, which is fucking so cool. I love that. I can only hope that my grandkids get exposed to that. I would want that. Absolutely. Now, you're like, I know some of you are like, well, wait a minute. I know there's people who are like even closer to center or even to the left who are like, well, wait a minute. I don't know if that's appropriate. It's like, dude, come on. If anyone thinks that a drag event is going to suddenly, if you're a 12, 13-year-old kid, let's go a little older. Let's say you're a 14, 15-year-old that's gotten exposed to making out with a chick, and maybe you touch some titty and perhaps even some stink finger. All right? And you are exposed to a drag time story event. Do you think suddenly that kid's going to go, no, I want cock? No, you fucking moron. It doesn't work that way. Okay? Sexuality happens way before that, where the kid is like, oh, man, I can't wait to get some pussy. Or the chick is like, oh, man, I can't wait to get some dick. And if the girl is like, all of a sudden there's a drag show, she's like, oh, man, I want to eat some muff. It says, no, it's not. It doesn't work that way, you idiots. Come on. A drag storytime event in Ohio was canceled Saturday after members of the Zaniacs, it says far-right group, same thing, gathered near the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Columbus. Now, when I say that, that's a joke, but those people are fucking crazy. That's one of the reasons why there was that great divide that pushed those fucking psychopaths away from this show. Because they actually believe, they're like right now, They're probably plotting their own substation attack. All right? That's the way those fucking scumbags think. They are bigoted motherfuckers. And we are so much better off without those pieces of shit enjoying the show. Okay? That was the beginning of the end of them with this group, was because they did not like that. And now they're in their own miserable, horrible lives. Their wives are leaving them. Lonely Nick is getting ready to fucking light the Yule log and drink eggnog while pounding his pud all by himself. That's what's happened to that group. No one gives a shit about them because they're all bigots. So anyway, members of far-right groups / Zaniacs gathered near the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Columbus, Ohio, where the reading was scheduled to be held. The Holly Drag Storytime, which was organized by Red Oak Community School, was set to feature 3 drag queens reading to children of ages. It says children of ages. I think it means various ages. And performing a few holiday numbers. Yes. According to the Associated Press, 50 to 70 members of the Ohio chapters of the Proud Boys and the Patriot Front, terror organizations, stood along the roads leading up to the church, touting guns, tactical gear, and face masks, and obscured their identities. Fuck. If I were in that community, I would get 500 gays, all right? And drag queens, all gay. I'd have my own gay parade, and I would encourage them to suck each other's dicks in front of these guys, all right? That's what they need to do. They wouldn't know what to do. It'd be a big public dick-sucking event in front of these assholes. Protesters chanted, "Life, liberty, victory, and reclaim America." There's going to be a war in this country. And it's going to be Nazi flags on their side and rainbow LGBTQ transgender flags on the other side. I have to admit, the rainbow transgender flag is a little clumsy to say. If we could only have one, if they could make a word, okay, that could narrow it down, I would be very happy. And do any word. I don't care if it's F rhymes with bag. And I think that's great because that rhymes with flag. So they got the bag flag and the swastika, and a war is going to break out. The next civil war is going to be over gay rights. The first civil war we had was over ending slavery. Okay? We're going to have another war. This is going to be tougher to win. It's going to be the bag flag folks and the swastika folks in a war. I believe that. You think I'm kidding? Reclaim America, among other slogans, not slogans. Some were seen giving a Nazi salute, according to footage recorded by Brendan Gutenschwager. Now, there's no word as to what side Brendan Gutenschwager is on, but the neo-Nazi vibe I'm getting from Gutenschwager tells me he might be on the Nazi side. I'm not sure. The groups had previously posted their plans to protest the event to the messaging app Telegram. Cheryl Ryan, school manager at Red Oak, delivered a tearful statement from the stage where the event was supposed to have taken place, so the hillbillies were successful in getting the event canceled. Ryan said the cancellation occurred due to disagreement about how this community could be protected. I spent a week calling our police department and leaving voicemails about the reports we had seen. Said Ryan, after a week, I was told we could hire a special duty cop who may or may not show up because they're understaffed. Oh, boy. In the end, our performers felt unsafe without a police presence, while our community safety team felt unsafe without a police presence. Ryan said, explaining that even with continued efforts by the community to secure proper protection for the event, they were unable to reach an agreement with local police. Wow. In a statement posted to Facebook, the Columbus Police Department called Ryan's statement incorrect, writing that they had multiple face-to-face meetings with organizers from both the church and the school to devise a safety plan. So there's conflicting reports about this. At the end of the day, it's another bit of proof that the Civil War is coming. According to Ryan, the school sold almost 1,000 tickets for the Holly Drag, which had raised more than $5,000 for a local LGBTQ charity. A small group of counter-protesters also attended the event and held rainbow and transgender flags to show their support, according to more video from Gutenschwager. All right, so that's where we are. This is just fucking terrible. It's a good and a bad time to be pro-gay. It's good because it seems like more and more this is becoming, the culture is kind of being accepting, but also bad because there's threats of violence around every corner. It's very, very frightening to folks who are LGBTQ plus or supportive of that. I don't know, man. No, I do know. It's fucked up is what it is. All right, folks. I appreciate you so much. And stopping down to mention that my friends at A&E Heating and Cooling, if you have any issues with your furnace, 616-516-8579. Ben writes, if there's a war, I'm moving up to Canada. It would be called the gay war, wouldn't it? The gay war would be interesting. As opposed to the Civil War or World War I or World War II. The gay war would be good. All right. Thank you to Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance, for being part of the show. You are fantastic. And if you are the type of person that has to actually get your health insurance on your own, maybe you are a small business owner, employed by yourself, or perhaps your boss does not offer insurance, okay, or you're between jobs. The thing to do is get your insurance in the marketplace. You have till December 15th. So right now is the time to do this. Reach out to Frank at 616-914-4070. You can have health insurance by the end of the day today. 616-914-4070. Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. You only have this option if you fit any one of those criteria that I just talked about. Frank does not charge you for his services. He gets paid by the insurance companies, and he is the best. You know what? That's weird because I started talking about A&E Heating and Cooling, and then I jumped to Frank, so that's weird. Anyway. Sorry, sometimes my mind wanders in weird places. 616-516-8579 to get your furnace tuned up from Joe Martinez. And if you need a new furnace, he's going to install the Comfort Maker brand of furnaces and ACs. 616-516-8579. Love you so much. If you want to go to a comedy show, Full House Comedy, online at fullhousecomedy.com. The absolute... The beauty of this is you've got venues all over the place. In fact, let's take a look at Who Is Where. FullHouseComedy.com if you want tickets. Some guy with a half smile. David Nyhill. Boy, we've got two guys with half smiles. Check this out. This is interesting. You got David Nyhill sporting the half smile there. Coming up on, wait a second. Why am I that far ahead? Are we talking we don't have shows till March, for God's sake? December 9th. Coming up December 9th, Ryan Sickler. You can, boy, this is really horrible because it's like, looks like Don's taking a break. There ain't shit coming down the pipe. Fuck me. You ain't going to comedy at Full House Comedy because they don't have shit. Guess who just found that out? Right? I'd have to call Donnie about that. No one told me. Hey, man, go see head on over to Full House Comedy. There's all sorts of shows appearing. And there ain't shit. Kyle Ryan, I love you. He says you can still reach out to Frank Fuss about home and auto insurance. He can assist with finding a better option. That's true. It's like you work here. Thank you, Kyle. Kyle loves me because he is one of the gays. And he loves it when me, a non-gay, supports the gay ilk. I love the gays. And, occasionally some members of the gay ilk say to me, why do you refer to them as the gays? And I'm like, well, because it's funny. And besides, how is that any different than just saying so-and-so is gay? How is it that if I say so-and-so is gay, that's not really any different than saying he is of the gays? It's just a more formal way of saying it that I love, and it's hilarious. So many of the gays love me. I have become America's most pro-gay podcast host. Maureen says, I love when you texted Kyle Ryan and said, stop being gay and get to the Beltline bar. There was a time on the radio, I was just talking about this with Diana. We were talking about just radio in general. And I said to her, I go, back when we started, my brain, well, everybody's brain was much different. We used to use gay as a slur. I don't know if we ever said F rhymes with bag on the radio. We would never have said you are a F rhymes with bag. We would never have done that. But we did say a lot, if you did something dumb, we would say, yeah, you're gay. What are you, gay? And that is so fucking not in the playbook now that it seems ridiculous. Corey listens to old show clips from time to time. And that happens where it's like, ooh, he said that? Very cringy by standards of today. I will say this. I have access to, when they, Freeburn Hot Wings do a bit on Saturdays where they post stuff that I am on. And I don't listen to it because it's me. I listen to it because the style of show back then was very, very different. Often we would do the show and we wouldn't base the show on the news or what is going on or things like that. We would base the show on the drama between us. And a good part of that were the interns. And we would say to the interns, you're going to be used as a muse. We're going to use the things that make you, you, and bring them out, and you're going to get made fun of regularly. Thus, intern Kurt Busch, probably the most famous, brutalized. I mean, horrible and funny. Fuck. Oh, my God. Another one was Bennercrombie. And there's a clip that they played that I listened to, and I just loved it because it was just three guys brutalizing Bennercrombie over being cheap. And it had a real whack pack vibe to it. Stern has obviously made a career doing the same thing, taking the people on the show and exposing these things, and it just becomes hilarious. Okay, and that is now gone. They do not do that. They do not rely on the interns and rip them a new asshole. Going like from what we would name these people, their nicknames to all their personality traits. It was fucking great. And I listened to that segment with Bennercrombie, and it was very funny. And that's rare. I don't like to listen to old shit, but listening back to that, the way that segment progressed and the pacing of it, it was not wacky. It wasn't over laughing like you have now. Now it's fine now. People still like it, but it just doesn't really appeal to me the way the show is now. And I'm not saying that to be a dick because I want to fucking beat the shit out of Greg, and that is true, but I can separate myself from that and then assess that I don't like what they do now. It's still going to be a success. It's going to still be funny, and there's going to be people that like it. I just don't on a personal level. Candy Beard Wet Hands was probably my favorite intern name. Joe came up with that name. Very, very. I came up with intern Kurt Busch because he actually looks like Kurt Busch. Oh, my God. Those were fun days. Anyway, I digress. Holy shit. Butthead Lautner, because from the middle of his face up, he looked like Taylor Lautner. And from that same spot down, he looked like Butthead from Beavis and Butthead. I used to make fun of physical characteristics of these people, like his inability to smile. And it turns out he actually has some type of musculoskeletal disorder that makes it that he can't smile. So, I mean, something that could have actually been very, very sensitive. I was ripping his ass about not being able to smile. Making that weird face. Jesus. Fuck. When I gave Jackie Green the nickname of Jackie Man Voice, that was another nickname that's steeped in physical characteristics of an actual person. Jackie is intersex, which I didn't know of until she started talking about it on her on the radio on 105.3. Outwardly a female. I'm probably going to get some of this wrong, but she had male reproductive organs inside of her body. She did not have female reproductive organs on the inside of her body. And so we called her Jackie Man Voice before we knew this. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think that the physical makeup that I described to you, That may have had something to do with the depth of her voice. So do I feel bad about any of these two nicknames? Fuck no. No. Well, it's not like I knew that. I mean, if she walked up to me and said, hey, I would appreciate it if you don't make fun of my deep voice because I'm intersex, I wouldn't have looked at her and said, oh, fuck you. We're going to make fun of you. I mean, come on. Give me a fucking break. I just take it as it comes. Corey says, pedo Kyle. Oh, wait, that wasn't one. At the time, no. That nickname came later when, I found out that the rape of a child was in the playbook. Could be anybody I'm talking about. Florida Man 814 says, is she the one who boned Joe? No. The Rhino Brothers, I don't remember the Rhino Brothers. By the way, the Kyle I'm referring to could either be one of many, many Kyles that were on the show. Any old kitty fiddler Kyle. Aram says the only nickname I can think of that Eric didn't make up was Andy 2 times. Hot Wings made that one up. That's true, because he would always say things twice. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. By the way, it's a perfect opportunity to point out that this show is a work of fiction. Names, characters, places, and incidents either are products of my imagination or are used fictitiously. Any resemblance to actual events or locales or persons living or dead is entirely coincidental. Oh, the Rhino Brothers. They had a spot of hair that reminded you of a rhino horn. Fuck. That's right. I forgot about that. Wiener 1 and Wiener 2 were the Rhino Brothers. By the way, it's just a matter of time before I have interactions with Kyle again at Meijer and Joe. And I need to come up with the nerve to ask them direction, to actually bust out my phone and record an interaction and ask questions that everyone wants the answer to. Corey says, so Joe boned an intern and that was okay back then? I think so. I think they banged an intern. I think they both wanted to have sex with each other. I don't think there was any problem with that. Josh writes, I still laugh at the old coworker, hot pie pie. No, it's pot pie pie. And hammy ham and hot dog trio. All the same guy. All right. This trip down memory lane is over. I'm going to take a break. I'm tired and I need a drink of water. I will be back. Don't go anywhere. Aha! Yeah. Caffeine. Nothing better than a rage quit. That's what I believe happened here. Two cops were playing video games. All of a sudden, one cop is shot in the face. And he's dead. First thing I would have asked about was like, okay, don't lie to me. Did you rage quit and pull out your gun and shot him in the face because you were pissed off? I mean, who hasn't, when they were playing video games, got so damn pissed they threw that controller and it blew up into 1,000 pieces? I mean, that started long ago. when I was moving my tank with my joystick. For my Atari 2600. And it was the one where you hit the fire button and the projectile that leaving your tank bounced bleep, 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 bam! Oh, fucking A. And you spinny, you go flying through the screen to the other side. Like, shit. And as soon as you stop, you're right in front of your brother's tank again. Bam! Bleep, bleep. You go flying again. And my brother would have the angles down, so he's bouncing shots off shit. Bleep, bleep, bleep. Oh, my God. Fucking shit. Throw the controller. So then we would take the fucking things apart, and we actually figured out how to repair the controllers, Atari 2600 controllers. The contacts would wear out. You got to put tinfoil on the inside of those fucking things. Gunslinger. You used to fuck me up all the time on Gunslinger. Air Sea Battle. Breakout. And then all right, so then the fucking thing breaks on Combat. So you hook up the paddle, the little turny thing, and play some Breakout. And then that gets fucked up. You throw that thing. Oh, my God. It's terrible. Let's hook up the keypad and play Othello. What the fuck is Othello? I don't know. Fuck you. Oh, Mom. Holy shit. Never killed anybody, though. But as the years passed on, I'd throw that whatever controller. We'd throw it. Nintendo, Super Nintendo. Never had in that moment, though, you're so enraged, you're liable to do anything. 99 times out of 100, 9,999 times out of 10,000, you're going to throw the controller. Okay? But if you're a cop and you're playing video games and you each have your pistols right by you. Now, this is only my speculation. Okay? This is only my speculation. No one is suggesting that it was a rage quit. It is just my own theory. This young man is now dead. The story that his video game partner told the boss, is that, we were playing video games, and then I just pointed it at him, and I was joking, and the gun went off. Now, I cannot believe that the police bought that shit. That's a fucking lie. Authorities say an off-duty Florida deputy jokingly pointed his gun at a fellow deputy, thinking the weapon was unloaded, and shot and killed him. Brevard, do you say Brevard or Brevard? County Sheriff's, this is in Florida, Sheriff's Office Deputy Austin Walsh was at his Palm Beach home with his roommate early Saturday morning when Walsh suffered a single gunshot wound. Brevard County Sheriff Wayne Ivey said in an address Sunday, the pair had been playing online video games, were taking a break, and they were talking when Lawson allegedly pointed his firearm at Walsh and shot him in what Ivey called an extremely dumb and totally avoidable accident. Now, maybe there's something that we don't know here, but if this sheriff who's making the statement saying, oh, yeah, the other guy, he shot him, was just an accident. Are you just taking the guy's word for it? Lawson called 911 requesting help, but Walsh is believed to have died immediately from his injuries, Ivy said. Walsh was only 23, my God. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement and the Palm Bay Police Department have been the sole agencies investigating the shooting death, according to Ivy. I was under the impression they were both cops. Austin and Andrew were the best of friends, and Andrew is completely devastated over what happened, Ivy said. Even with that, there is no excuse for this tragic and totally avoidable death. Lawson was arrested Sunday on a no-bond warrant issued by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement for manslaughter with a firearm, Ivy said. Dead guy joined the sheriff's department when he was 18. Oh, it's one of those sheriff's departments where all you need is a ninth grade education. You can be a sheriff deputy. After serving several years as a member of the department's Explorers program for teens and young adults, according to Ivy. Holy shit. Yeah, I don't know, man. Let's check out what this hillbilly has to say here.
An update on the tragic loss of our deputy, Austin Walsh. Yesterday morning, our agency announced that we had lost Austin, a 23-year-old deputy who was killed in a tragic accident. Austin had been with our agency since he was 18, having served as a public safety officer until he attended law enforcement academy, and then as a deputy sheriff in our West and South precincts. Prior to being employed with our agency, Austin served and volunteered as a member of our Explorer program for several years. Man, Austin was such our prayers are with his family.
Talk about the video game incident.
The loss of one of my deputies, who I love so much, as the result of the reckless actions of another one of our deputies,
okay,
who I also love.
It was another deputy. I thought so. And so the other guy that shot him, it makes it even worse. The guy who said, "Hey, here you go," and pointed the gun at him and shot him, was part of the same organization.
He's been a good kid his entire life. In fact, this may be one of the toughest things I've ever had to do. But this afternoon, I wanted to give everyone an update on what took place and also a recent development as a result of the incident and investigation. The incident occurred in Palm Bay, and the investigation was fully and independently conducted by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and the Palm Bay Police Department. What we know at this point is that during the early morning hours on Saturday, the Palm Bay Police Department received a 911 call from off-duty deputy Andrew Lawson, who reported that he had accidentally shot his roommate and needed help. When officers from Palm Bay PD arrived,
they found broken video game controllers.
Were met by off-duty deputy Andrew Lawson, who was fully distraught and devastated. Officers discovered off-duty deputy Austin Walsh inside the residence, where he
minus his head
apparently succumbed immediately as a result of a single gunshot wound. Lawson was fully cooperative in the investigation that revealed he and Austin had taken a break from playing an online game with a number of their friends and were just kind of standing around talking. Lawson was holding a handgun, which he believed he had unloaded, and at one point in their conversation...
Did you ask him why he was holding a handgun?
Lawson, thinking that the gun was unloaded.
See, you take one look at this cop. This guy is stupid. This is a stupid sheriff right here. This guy is dumb. You can just take one look at this fucker.
Jokingly pointed the gun in Austin's direction and pulled the trigger.
You believe that shit?
According to the investigation, a single round was fired that struck Austin, taking his life. Andrew immediately called 911 to summon help for Austin, but unfortunately, the single round was a fatal shot. Folks, I want to be clear that while this was an extremely dumb and totally avoidable accident, it was malicious or with intent.
It glitched there.
Austin and Andrew were the best of friends, and Andrew is completely devastated over what happened.
You're naive, you stupid hillbilly.
Even with that, there is no excuse for this tragic and totally avoidable death. And as a result, earlier today, Andrew Lawson was taken into custody on a no-bond warrant by agents from the Florida Department of Law. For the instructions of the warrant, but it has also forever changed the life of another good person. Austin was passionate, and knowing Austin and Andrew's stake saves a life.
All right.
If there is nothing else...
This whole thing is stupid. Stevie says it doesn't seem accidental. I totally agree. How? He's pulling a Baldwin, it's being suggested by Jesse. Why the fuck would that gun even come out? And furthermore, cops don't fucking keep guns on them that aren't loaded. My gun is never loaded. I'm sorry. My gun is never not loaded. It's always loaded. It's always got one in the chamber so that I can quickly use it. Why the fuck would it be unloaded? Why would you say, oh, I thought it was unloaded and I just pointed it at him and pulled the trigger? What a crock of shit. I don't believe 1 second of that story. My God. I smell a cover-up by this cop, this boss. He's probably in on it. Holy shit. All right. More terrible news. If you are in the country of Malaysia, on the edge of a little body of water, infested with giant crocodiles. You want to go fishing. You can see there's water everywhere. I'm sorry, you see there's crocodiles everywhere in the water. Is it a good idea or a bad idea to A, fish at all, B, with your 1-year-old child with you? I know it seems insane. Easy answer here is you would never do that. This guy did. A manhunt is underway in Malaysia for an enormous crocodile, 11 feet long. That's unbelievably big. That's prehistoric Jurassic Park big. That ate a 1-year-old in front of dad who desperately tried to save him. Here's a stock image of a similarly sized crocodile. Look at that. A 1-year-old. That's not, you don't even bite a 1-year-old. You just swallow and it's gone. That would be a snack for a crocodile. It would be so too small for his mouth that the kid probably lived for hours in the croc's belly. Yet this asshole goes fishing on the edge of the water with his 1-year-old there on the shore. It says the father and son had been fishing. Well, a 1-year-old can't fish. A 1-year-old's not fishing. A 1-year-old is there as bait on a river in Sabah, Malaysia, when the 11-foot croc lunged from the water and attacked the boy. It didn't attack the boy. It just gulped the boy. This is fucking terrible. He became locked in a battle with the reptile as dad successfully attempted to pry his son from the crocodile's jaws. The crocodile disappeared beneath the water with the toddler resurfacing while holding the boy's body before disappearing together. Altogether, the father, who's not yet been identified, escaped with severe injuries from the brawl. Oh, my God. He's like, well, there we go. Another one's gone. Good thing I got another 30. I got 30 more kids at home. Wildlife rangers are now on the hunt for the crocodile, but have had no luck. It's quite hard to capture the crocodile when it's at sea. Our men shot one dead, but later discovered that it was not the one that attacked the child. Oh, great. Way to go. He's fucking minding his own business, crocodile number 2. He's like, you know what? I really feel good about life. I have lived for years. I am fat and happy. I have no known predators that can hurt me because I've grown so big and strong and I've done it the right way. I've eaten the occasional antelope or maybe a horse. I have not eaten any children. And I feel good about life. I have lived BAM! He's fucking dead. Wildlife officials have several ways to identify the animal, but they're not sharing what those are. Why wouldn't you share it? Yeah, I would go. We have several ways. I would think that you would start with the one that has the Pokemon shirt hanging out of his mouth. Dad was given stitches for his injuries, which included bite marks and a deep wound to his head. Yeah, somewhere in Malaysia. I'm sure that won't get infected. His son is still missing, and search operations are going. Yeah, I'd start in the croc's belly. Malaysia's rivers and coastal areas are home to saltwater crocodiles, a species with strong jaws and 80 sharp teeth. They tend to be more aggressive than other crocs. They do not usually hunt humans, but they are extremely territorial, meaning they can attack when they feel provoked or threatened. Boy, a lot of stupid people today. Who's going to be the asshole of the day? Dumbass cop. Well, I still feel that was an intentional act. So he could be asshole of the day for that. Or dumbass dad. Some crocs become more aggressive when they lose their fear of humans. This blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit about that. Many local people rely on the river in Sabah for food, meaning they have to take extra care while the crocodile is still on the loose. Are you telling me this dickhead dad? Because you know he lives in a village where he's probably got like 300 family members. Hey, I got to go fish. I don't want to bring little so-and-so with me because there's 11-foot croc. Can anybody fucking watch this kid? What the fuck? I watched yours all these times. Just watch him. There's crocodiles. Fuck you then. All right, I'll take him. Eat shit and die. Next thing you know, this guy's all fucked up and his kid is being shit out of a crocodile because nobody would watch his kid. In August, a giant croc was filmed swimming in a lagoon with a dead man's body in its jaws. Did you know that those things, when their teeth come down, they can't bite like you would think. Extremely powerful jaws, but the lower jaw doesn't move side to side. So what they do is they just bite and then just flip their body or flip their head and roll and shit, and it drowns it, and then they just, it's gone. One big bite. Ugh. Fuck me, that's horrible. What a gruesome tale. So the hunt is on in Malaysia for the croc. Why even bother? I mean, seriously. Because they're going to end up killing every big croc in the area, and they're not going to find it. And then finally, after like the 10th one, they're going to cut it open. They're going to find a little sandal, and then that's it. Nothing else. Jesus. Again, this all takes me back to we live in such a wonderful place. We can tell Joe Biden to go fuck himself whenever we want. And we don't have to worry. Well, some parts of the country we have to worry about alligators. But for the most part, we're good. We don't have to go fish for our food and worry about getting eaten by a fucking crocodile. God, count my blessings. The days, what is the saying? The days that I keep my gratitude higher than my expectations, those are really good days. What's the guy's name? Ray Wiley Hubbard? A guy I like, the artist. Whatever. I'm babbling. Okay. I got to share with you this post that I made to Facebook because it's fucking sweet. Oh, my God. See, a friend of mine just had a baby. This adorable little baby. Jericho, the guy who built the website, just had a little baby boy. Congrats, Jericho. All right. Okay. This is what I wrote yesterday. Like this post to be in the running for the M37 Hackers four-man best ball scramble. Sunday, December 18th, noon at M37 Hackers. The Lions game will be on, by the way. If you've never golfed or you play golf all the time, doesn't matter. This is going to be a hoot. Going to draw 20 names to play for free at this event. Then we have a blind draw to determine the teams, and then y'all play each other. First place, $300. Prizes awarded for longest putt, closest to the pin, Golden Tee Challenge, closest chip challenge are all $50 prizes. No clubs, no problem. They have them there. West Michigan's newest golf simulation facility has them. Bring your own beer, Kyler. So they don't serve beer there. They will one day have a liquor license. They don't have it now, but you can bring a cooler. Oh, my God. Now, what this is, it's known as a soft open. Now, this is a private event for me and you. That's it. So knowing that it's going to be all listeners of the show. Now, the only way to get in on this fun event is by going to my Facebook page or my Twitter feed and liking it, either the thumbs up or whatever, or the little heart on Twitter. Now, as it stands, only 18 people have liked it. So there you go. We've got nearly 20 right now. I cap it at 20. Only like it if you can attend. And only like it if you are in the area that you can make the time to be at this event. Some of you I'll ask, are you bringing a +1? I'll ask that question. So I'm going to start awarding this as we get closer to the event. So if we get more than 20, I'm going to draw. So me talking about it may put it over the edge. If you want to go to West Michigan's newest golf simulation facility, if you've never done this, it's so much fun. All right, I'm going to be there heckling you and insulting you and making fun of how shitty you are at M37 Hackers. This is in Middleville. All right. Afterwards, we're going to go intimidate MAGA fucks driving down the street with their fuck Joe Biden flags. Totally kidding. That took way too long to say that joke, and it was stupid. All right. And thank you to M37 Hackers, West Michigan's newest golf simulation facility. Go to their website, M37 Hackers. You can find them on Facebook for more information. There they are on Facebook. Just search M37 Hackers, and you're good to go. Look at, we have some dates. Grand opening December 30. Phones will be live December 19th to reserve tee times at M37 Hackers. This person asks, are you selling gift cards? Yes. We will have gift cards available after the 19th when we will have our phone lines open live. There they are, working on the facility, M37 Hackers Golf. Love it. Nicely done, Jacob and Mrs. Jacob. Mrs. Jacob has to green light the deal. Thank God she did, because now we can get together and have a great time. All right. Stevie says the 18th is a Sunday. I can probably go to that. Well, then you got to go and like the, if you want to play golf, you got to like the thing. If not, show up anyway. Tyler says, I've never played and don't want to look like a jackass. Oh, come on. Everybody's going to look like a jackass. Stevie says, Jacob is at my house right now installing flooring. Tell him I said hello. And thank you for calling upon him for your flooring. I appreciate that. Thank you to the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, 231-332-6505. Anywhere in the U.S., you can get a mortgage. A lot of people nowadays are doing what I've suggested, and that is reaching out to Mario to get a refi and get a chunk of money to pay off high-interest credit cards. Or if you're just looking for a mortgage, your 10th mortgage, your first mortgage, your refi, whatever it may be. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. I said anywhere in the U.S., but there are some exceptions. South Carolina, Maine, Alaska, and Hawaii. No go. Thank you to the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Any nominations for Asshole of the Day? Before I get to that, though, thank you, Kent County Health Department at accesskent.com/health. Really weird to some people that I would say, if you have lots of sex with random partners, don't be a fool about that. You get no judgment from me. Congratulations that you're pulling tons of tail and or penis or both. Good for you, if that's how you want to live. I won't say good or bad. I have a friend of the family who's gay, one of the many gays in my life, and informed me that he is dating 4 dudes and having sex with 3 of them. And I said, have you gotten an HIV test? And he says, what? I go, don't act butthurt, dumbass. You don't know the sexual history of all those people. Go get an HIV test. Once you pass it, and you probably will, then ask about medicines that can keep you safe from having sex with 3 people, ding dong. People think I'm crazy when I talk about this shit. It's all about public health. accesskent.com/health. Hey, only one sex partner? Good for you. You're probably in the clear. But the Kent County Health Department, they also can help you with immunizations for the little ones for little or no cost, and also can help you with the WIC program if you need that. Thank you to the Kent County Health Department for allowing me to talk about your programs and initiatives. Today's asshole of the day. Who is the asshole of the day? I like that suggestion. Brought to you by TC Paintball. The asshole of the day are the North Carolina terrorists who destroyed the infrastructure, the power substation. Those are the either one or many assholes of the day. We don't know. Who a lot of people say did it because a drag show. Oh no! What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? All right. And that is my time. The Eric Zane Show podcast is done today. Thank you so much for enjoying it. Smarter than a former drug dealer trivia. Supposed to happen later. I just got a phone call from Throat/Dale, though, so maybe not. I don't know. And once again, if you're enjoying the free podcast, please consider the Patreon. Ad-free, listener-supported. Goes a long way to keeping the show afloat. I really, really appreciate you all these years. And if you could, drop $5 in the bucket for the great food giveaway. $5 or $10. If everybody did that, we'll have this hammered out really, really quickly. And then I can be done begging. Thank you, folks. Have a good one. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Get ready, Ohio. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming to the Buckeye State. And to kick things off, you can get started with $100 in free bets as an early sign-on bonus. Plus, when you sign up today with promo code OHIO, you'll be all set for when FanDuel goes live in Ohio. Then you can bet on all your favorite teams in all your favorite sports with $100 in free bets. Just download FanDuel's top-rated sportsbook app. It's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 plus and present in Ohio. Bonus issued in non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after FanDuel accepts its first real money sports wager in Ohio. 1/1/23. Unique user identity verification required. Offer ends on the go-live date. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Ohio, this is your chance to get in on the action. Join today with promo code OHIO.
When it's time for an adventure on the open highway, one quick call to American Family Insurance gets you headed in the right direction. Our travel peace of mind package is there if you encounter a bump in the road. From roadside assistance to rental car coverage, we have you covered. Find a local agent or get a quote at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.